And we back with another one. Today we're looking at wide receiver Ryan Flournoy. Okay, I just want to set the table just a little bit. Then we're gonna get into his film. What are the Cowboys missing in the wide receiver core? Michael Gallup just left. And we have Jalen Tolbert, and Jalen Tolbert's probably gonna play a whole bunch for you this year. Stephen Jones wants him to step up and all that. But since losing Gallup, and I don't mean losing Gallup this year to free agency or being cut or whatnot. I mean losing Gallup since he's torn his ACL. Ever since Gallup got hurt, he never came back as the same guy. But what do we lose with Michael Gallup? Okay, we're going to refer back to that question. But let's talk about Ryan Flournoy right now. Let me just roll the footage. Southeast Missouri State. Okay, that's a lot of names for a directional school here, but hey, we're talking about pro football players, and the more you watch Ryan Flournoy from Southeastern Missouri State, I think what you're going to end up noticing, man, maybe somebody grades was bad, maybe somebody got caught with a little bit of trouble or something like that. I don't know, but somebody should have recruited this kid a little better because, and look, shouts out to the school, man, but he seems to be much better than a player that's playing at Southeastern Missouri State. We're just talking about a player that can track the football in the air, ball control, body control, being able to turn and adjust to the football, catching the football with your hands, being able to get 2 feet. That's an NFL catch right there. Being able to get 2 feet with a body attached to you, right? Ball skills, body control. And when you could do things like this, there's a lot of deep shots coming your way. Michael Gallup wasn't the biggest speedy guy in the world, but for the longest time, he was Dak Prescott's deep threat because of his ball skills and because of his ball tracking and because he was able to flip his body in the air to get the football and box out defenders. Gallup was able to come down with a bunch of pivotal catches, okay? But let's keep on watching film here. We ain't doing nothing else. Ryan Flournoy, he's lined up at the bottom of your screen here. He's going to simply just run this reverse. This is on him. He's going to run this reverse and get an open speed and just be a better athlete than everybody else. Now, we have to take into account that this is Nickel State, okay? And we have to take into account that, yeah, of course he's going to be faster than the Nickel State kid. But what if it was like Alabama or something? What if it was the Washington Football Wizards? Well, I do think that he'll still be explosive. I think he'll still be big speed guy because he's a 4.40 guy, right? He'll still be big speed guy. But hey, maybe instead of getting tackled at the 31, maybe he gets tackled at the 50. But that's still a 20-yard gain. You understand what I'm saying? And hey, sometimes we'll look at Michael Gallup and we'll get him the ball short and let him do yak things. And Gallup wasn't the fastest person in the world, but if Michael Gallup was in space and it was blocked up good and he got a running start and he just kept rumbling, that momentous speed that Michael Gallup brought to the table. So maybe Ryan Flournoy bring a little bit of that to the table there. Now, first and foremost, anybody playing on this field should not be considered a good football team. I apologize, but we're at least about to see what Ryan Flournoy is going to do here. Ball is up, boom. And listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why this is still a gradable rep here. Yeah, he beat the hell out this kid in the purple and black here. And look, we'll never know this kid's name here. We'll never know, we'll never watch his film independently. And look, I could be wrong. He could be a pro in 2 years. I don't know, but I'm just assuming, right? That's still tracking the ball in the air. That's not getting distracted by a body on you, and that's still bringing the football in, securing it, catching it, getting 2 feet in bounds. And hey, you can tumble out of bounds all you want to. From that point, you got it. Oh, snap, we got a little bit of competition here. We got you versus Kansas State. Cool. Let's see what Ryan Flournoy looks like versus Kansas State here. Snatching the football in the air. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb have turned into slant kings. And, hey, if you're in this West Coast offense, you need to be able to make tough catches like this over the middle. So, hey, you need to be able to, with somebody draped on your back, this Kansas State cornerback, you need to be able to make this catch with somebody draped on your back, locating the football and catching the ball with his hands. Look at him reaching out, bam, catching the football with his hands. Let me see if I can catch. Let's see if I can stop this. 1, 2, back. Catching the football in the air, off the ground, fully extended, and coming down with it. Like I said, man, everything ain't always going to be a free run to the end zone, but can you make tough contested catches? Ryan Flournoy was really impressive, and he was able to make those. Him getting off the line of scrimmage, being able to separate and use his body to box out one of these corners, and that's another thing that I think that we should give him credit for. Yeah, he played at Southeastern Missouri State, but but he went to the Senior Bowl and he showed out, right? So take a look at him using his big body, catching the ball with his hands, catching the ball away from his body here, and still boxing out away from the defender. He wouldn't have been able to run over this defender because we're having Senior Bowl drills here, but we know he runs really, really tough. So man, he probably would have scored a touchdown right there. I don't know. Ryan Flournoy at the top of the screen there. I ain't got an indicator. He's up top here. Let's see what he does. We're gonna run this deep dig, and as he just kind of stops right there. I wonder what this route was. I wonder what this route's a little deep for it to be a curl. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to cross into the defense and get his quarterback picked off by this linebacker right here. If that's the case, then smart by you. But catching the ball in the middle of the field, yak guy. And ain't nothing wrong with being yak guy, because if you're a yak guy, your quarterback can appreciate whatever extra yards you get from the yards that he made for you. And let's see, we got one more play from Ryan Flournoy. There we go. Now we got one more play here. Let's see, one more play from Ryan Flournoy. The same play from Ryan Flournoy. My bad, y'all. My bad. But we actually got to see him finish there. Okay, my bad. We actually got to see him finishing in the end zone. Okay, and then, all right, there we go. Cool. So what do I project for Ryan Flournoy? And trust me, y'all, I'm going to do a live stream on this, and we're going to give a in-depth breakdown on Ryan Flournoy and how he fits on this team and scheme wise and all that kind of little stuff. But hey, you need big dudes to run slants. You need bigger bodies to run slants. And Ryan Flournoy, I think he's like 6 foot. Maybe 6'1", but I think he's 6 foot, but just a physical brand of football. I think he's a solid route runner. I wouldn't call him like a route running guy, but he's a solid route runner. Catches the football with his hands away from his body. He understands, he understands body control and ball tracking, and I think he could be a really good deep threat for you, but I also think he has some yak skills that he brings to the party. So, man, you just got to ask yourself, and there's a lot of people asking us, because if there was a draft class that you wanted to attempt to make a run at a wide receiver on, boy, this was the one. But I understand the Cowboys is logic, because this is also the draft class you want to get a left tackle in. This is also a draft class you want to get a center in. The Cowboys did both those things. But when I was talking about taking a wide receiver, I thought it was going to be one of the higher ranked wide receivers, one of those guys in the day 2 ranges there. So Ryan Flournoy being way down the list, being one of your 7th round guys, I honestly think he is of way higher value than what a normal 7th round pick would be. And I think if he was an undrafted character, he would have a very full market for his services. So, hey, man, the Cowboys spending a 7th round pick on him so he doesn't have to go through undrafted free agency and possibly land with another team. I don't hate this at all. But just me watching the film, and we can say what we want to say. It's Southeast Missouri State, and the competition he played isn't that good. Whatever it is you want to say about the kid, you spent the 7th round pick on him, and I think it's worth taking a shot on, right? Especially when the Cowboys recently have added some really good wide receivers to their camps, So they may not be like a starter dude, but like it's some dudes that'll show up in training camp on the practice squad that'll put hands on you. Like, we're looking for Jalen Cropper this year. We're looking to see what Jalen Brooks is going to do on the team this year. So I think training camp should be filled with some good competition at wide receiver, and I think Flournoy will definitely put his stamp on the competition, assuming that Trey Lance and Cooper Rush can throw some adequate footballs at him. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'll hold y'all down till next time. I'll see you then. Peace.